Ito na mga kameta. Kamusta kayo dyan? Kamusta kayo dyan? Sabi ko singit natin itong mabilisan na vlog bago tayo pumunta sa next na trabaho natin. Pasensya na mga kameta. Ang dami natin mga inaatupag in the past few days. Grabe. Ito of course kanina, kakaapuan actually pumunta din tayo dun sa movie. Shoutout dyan kay Jet Tolentino Production, Asian Persuasions. I really suggest you guys to watch it sa kahapon. Andun po tayo, kasama natin yung mga artista, mga social na people. Nasa likod natin si Casey Concepcion, si Gab Concepcion yan. Nakiki-feeling showbiz naman tayo dyan. I'm so proud of our good friend Jet Tolentino, who we interviewed on our platforms, on my own podcast and mga other platforms several times, at saka yung kanyang mga plano pagdating na bringing the Philippine cinema to the next level. So congratulations, Asian Persuasions. I suggest you guys go and check it. Medyo maraming hugot. It's a good fusion of Filipino-American culture, Filipino-Asian culture, but at the end of the day, meron pa rin may Pinoy flavor. Alright? May Pinoy flavor. Alright? At dun sa mga ibang mga pet peeves natin na mention din dyan. So please go and check it out. I was very glad about how it turned out. No, nung una medyo nervyoso tayo na I hope this turns out well, because this is something big, this is something important. It's about putting the Philippines on the map in the same way mga ibang Asian American movies, Beef ba yun? Crazy Rich Asians, they put a lot of Asian American on the map. So we're hoping this will be part of a bigger effort to put the Filipino-American experience on the map and also the Filipino on the map. So congratulations again dun sa kaibigan natin Jet Tolentino, dun sa kanyang new movie. Pag-usapan natin separately and siguro I'll give a proper review of that once we get down. We get some downer time, some breather. Now, in the meantime, eto mga kameta na may mabilisan tayo ng mga developments dito sa ating politika. Nako po, things have been intensifying over the past 24 hours or so. So nag-share tayo ng video ni Vice President Sara Duterte. As of course you guys may know, it's not only Rodrigo Duterte but Sara Duterte and actually two other senators have been placed dun sa ICC probe document. So hindi lang si Rodrigo Duterte, kasama din dyan si Sara Duterte. At if I'm not mistaken, not only Bato de la Rosa, yan, shoutout naman dyan kay Bato. At mukhang si Bongo rin yata kasama dyan doon. So this is quite something serious mga kameta. So if you're Sara Duterte, you're not only worrying right now about what could potentially happen dun sa kanyang the previous president, but apparently she's also now on the list. So mga kameta, pag-usapan natin yan. Before that, obviously nakita niyo kahapon yung video na pinost natin from Sara Duterte, and there you could really see, literally there's a change in tone, there's a change in cadence, there's a change in level of confidence and pizzazz and suave and some would say yabang and all of that. Nakita niyo, even the tone is very, very important, and very, very different from what we're used to from this powerful, or maybe increasingly once powerful family. So just to show again yung mga hindi nakita ng video natin, this went viral, 500,000 views right now almost dyan sa Twitter feed natin, and I just also shared dyan sa Instagram. For some reason parang bumaba yung views natin sa Facebook. I don't know what happened, just in the past week lang. Alam mo, minsan suspicious talaga tong Facebook na to, to be honest, because yung views po natin sa YouTube, views natin sa Twitter, lahat explode ngayon. Sobrang taas ng views natin, thank God, I mean, I think over the past month naka-million views na tayo sa YouTube. Twitter, minsan one post lang naka 500,000 views na tayo. Instagram, I'm also starting to get the ball rolling. TikTok, minsan chamba-chamba, pero naka 100k views na rin tayo with the few posts that I made over the past few days. So I'm trying to get back into TikTok also and also try to work that out. Also, shout out dyan sa ating cousin na si Anton, helping me out now with making shorts and all, kasi kailangan ko talaga yan pagdating sa TikTok and all. Mga kameta, talagang I'm spread thin. Sobrang pagod ako. I think people don't realize how hard it is to organize people and bring them together. Lalo mga Pilipino. Now, I'm very glad and very blessed na we have friends like Ronaldo, Lisandro, We have young generation of scholars who bother to join us. But, generally, it's very hard to organize interviews and all. Akala nyo yung interview lang mismo yung time na nilagay natin. No, guys, mahirap talaga mag-organize mismo. So much effort goes in. I have no staff. I have no production team. So I do all of these things alone, no? So, kitang-kita niya, medyo overstretch na tayo. So, thank you so much again sa mga sumusuporta. Yun lang, minsan yung Facebook ko biglang bumababa kasi 500,000 views tayo a few weeks ago. Ang taas ng views natin. Biglang this week bumaksak yung views natin sa Facebook. So, I don't know what's going on. Minsan suspicious yan. Remember yung ilang times na shutdown yung mga live natin or something nung last year? Sobrang frustrating yan. We were going from millions of views a day or two, no, to suddenly barely 1,000 viewers a day. So that was a difficult transition. Pero maraming salamat sa Diyos. Medyo nag-diversify na tayo. So medyo malaking following natin ngayon in different places and malaki yung engagement natin on different platforms. Now, this is not because gusto natin magpa-cute or anything like that. No, this is about getting the message out. Dahil ang daming basura out there, ang daming propaganda out there, ang daming nonsense out there. So we have to push back against that and we have to bring an informed discussion to the Filipino people. And I think they really deserve it. And sobrang tuwan-tuwa ako na we have the privilege of having many friends na maraming kaalaman, na maraming kanilang kaalaman sa ating politika at saka mga iba-ibang adhikain, no? So yun ang mga pinag-usapan natin sa mga ating mga platforms. Also on podcasts, I think top 200 na tayo sa Pilipinas. Target po natin before the end of this year. God willing, we go to the top 100 podcasts in the Philippines. I think yun yung ranking eh. Nakalagay lang Philippines. So probably this is all podcasts in the Philippines. So being top 100 in the podcast in the Philippines is a big deal for us kasi ang kalaban natin, mga big celebrities, media or journalists working with media outlets. Again, this is just tayo lang yan. So thank you so much sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta natin. Like 50, 60 countries na nakikinig sa atin over Spotify. I really, really appreciate it. Yung mga Barbados, Tonga, Jersey. May bansa pala na Jersey. I didn't know that. It's British territory yata. So many people are listening to us. Ayan, shout out dyan sa mga kaibigan natin from Saudi Arabia. Many people joining us from all around the world. Thank you very much for that. Now, let's go back to this. Ito po yung pinakita ko the other day. Sorry medyo naguhugot lang ako kasi minsan weird talaga tong Facebook eh. Hindi siya reasonable eh. Parang minsan akan doon, minsan hindi. I mean, I'm not doing something too different. If anything, nagiging more active tayo and we're sharing more even on Facebook. So, I don't know what's going on there. O kaya nang humusga dyan, kung may shadow ban or something nangyari sa atin, alright? But thankfully, we have many platforms. So, that's the point. Diversify ako. It was not easy. Precisely to make sure na pag may shadow ban or may kalokohan. I'm not saying that that's happening, but I'm saying just in case, meron tayong backup plan. Alright? Meron tayong backup plan. So, thank you so much sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa atin sa iba't ibang platforms. Now, let's go back to this mga kameta. Panoorin natin to. Masaya to. So, ito po yung video na share natin the other day.
Being the chief architect of respect the position of the president, being the chief architect of foreign policy. So yun po lahat na dapat na posisyon natin lahat. Pero we will continue to reach out to the Department of Justice regarding our position on this matter.
Ma'am, when you say na makikipag-ugnayan tayo sa DOJ, so we will still push na huwag dapat
Ito importante mga kameta, yung makikipag-ugnayan sa DOJ. Wait lang. Di ba dapat independent yung mga investigations na yan and then you're within the administration?
Na makikipag-ugnayan tayo sa DOJ, so we will still push na huwag dapat maging posisyon ng government ang pakikipagtulungan sa ICC, just to be clear.
Yes, opo. We will continue to reach out to the Department of Justice regarding our position on this matter. And we will lay down the legal basis of our position with the DOJ.
Yeah, but the problem dun sa legal basis argument is, di ba mga kameta, we already had a number of conversations, including with international humanitarian law experts like Professor Carranza, Dr. Carranza, Attorney Carranza. We also had a number of our own vlogs explaining why itong argument ng jurisdiction no longer holds. Clearly, there is determination by the International Criminal Court that the Philippine courts have not been doing a sufficient job to deal with tens of thousands of alleged extrajudicial killings. So just showing a few cases here and there supposedly resolved doesn't go anywhere close to establishing that the Philippine judicial institutions are undertaking what they're supposed to undertake, given the scale of extrajudicial killing allegations that are out there. By the way, last night I was also reading yung book ni Patricia Evangelista, yung ating senior sa Debate Society dati sa UP. Mga small world yan. Kami, Leloy, Patricia, all of us, we come from the same world. Very emotional, very strong. So I really also suggest you guys read that book. Based on the quote from Duterte, some need a killing or something like that. Okay, some people need a killing. So hopefully we'll arrange also an interview with Patricia down the road. But let me read the book because I'm expected to do a review on it for a number of international publications in the coming weeks. So I'll get back to that. Kaya medyo last night medyo emotional tayo kasi etong issue ng mga extrajudicial killings. Again, ang dami ko nakikita na nagsabi, salamat sa drug war ni Digong, we feel more safe. We feel. That's very important. We feel. So, feeling lang pala yan. Because, show me the evidence that there's a sustainable reduction talaga dun sa drug supply and overall criminality. How can you say crime is down when murder rates are up? I mean, when the worst kinds of crimes are up, how can you say crime is down? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's dumb. More than that, let's be absolutely clear. How can we say for sure na yung mga pinatay, tens of thousands, including hundreds of children, paano mo alam na mga drug pusher mga yan? And paano mo alam talaga na big-time drug lord yung mga yan? And even if drug lord mga yan or small-time pusher mga yan, did they deserve to be just summarily killed the way they were killed? And we don't even know what happened there because it was shrouded under very, very questionable circumstances. So, yung mga elitista dyan, na either gullible na napapauto sa mga propaganda dyan, or mga nag-feeling safe bigla kasi gusto nila i-justify yung kanilang kabobohan, sorry to say that, your feeling safe is not worth a single life, a single innocent life. And you tell me with a straight face that you're 100% sure dun sa 10,000 or 20,000 or 6,000 even by government numbers na namatay, lahat yung guilty. And guilty by what? I mean, summarily killing is not allowed. That's called extrajudicial killing. And lahat yan ng laban. And to say collateral damage lang yan, shame on you. What if that collateral damage is you or your people? Then you're gonna say it's collateral damage? So shame on you. Shame on you. Alright? And wag kayo mag-feeling masa dyan kung nagti-Twitter kayo. So obviously may pera kayo pang internet, pang English, etc. So yung mga nagfi-feeling dyan na middle class dyan, umayos kayo dyan. Alright? Okay. Let's go back to this issue. That's what I'm saying. This is very, very important, mga kameta. Because the fate of our democracy, right, is at stake here. Not only the credibility of the ICC, because the problem with the ICC is that the bulk of the people that they prosecuted throughout the years come from sub-Saharan Africa. I don't know, Liberia, Kenya, mga ganyan. Alright? Arguably Serbians, right? So they are yet to really go after people successfully outside more or less the immediate surroundings of Europe, right? So in case if this pushes forward, this tells you a thing or two about whether ICC it can really go beyond geopolitical parochialism, right? And they also have to prove to us that wala silang institutional bias, right? This is very important. So ICC's own credibility is at stake here. It's very, very important for them to get this question right. Because the ICC came out with the warrant of arrest for Putin just months after the war in Ukraine, right? Now, people are asking, what about a situation we're seeing right now whereby more than 100 children are being killed on a daily basis not too far from Europe? What is ICC going to do about that? Is ICC going to investigate that? Because there are allegations of, war crimes. Let's see. But I'm saying the case of the Philippines, ang tagal na to eh. Ang tagal na itong case ng Philippines eh. Ilang taon na yan, di ba? Wala si tatay, Wala na. Hindi pa rin na. So, this is also an ICC. This is also up to ICC. ICC also has to prove that they got what it takes. But you cannot also blame ICC kung binablock din sila ng mga ating authorities. Kaya very, very important, mga kameta, to see what the Marcos administration is doing. Now, in slight disagreement with my ka-R&R, si Ronaldo, if you really look at the statement of Marcos Jr., because, what I do as a journalist, because I write When you write, you go through the quotes one by one. You examine, and as a scholar, also, I see textual analysis, I examine. Actually, Marcos Jr. is a little bit leaning to the other side. Kaya tingnan niyo yung mukha ni Sara when she's talking about this issue. She doesn't look like a very confident person. right? She doesn't look like it. So, with all due respect to some other people, I don't think Marcos was totally, obfuscating. I think medyo nag-lean siya towards one side. And this is what's interesting because marami nagtanong, wait lang, hindi ba conflict of interest yan? Or hindi ba questionable yan? Na the vice president in the same administration will kausap yung DOJ about an investigation that's supposed to be impartial and independent. So, interestingly, in response to that, the DOJ actually came in with a strong response. At sabi nila, hindi kailangan na magsalita si Sara about this issue, etc. Because they're also feeling the heat, right? Because suddenly people are asking, wait. What do you mean that kakausapin nila Sara etong DOJ? What's that supposed to mean? Alright? So sabi ng DOJ, hindi naman po kailangan mag-request dahil hindi naman po nagbagong stance ng DOJ, sabi ni Clavano. Anyway, but of course, the more important question here is it even appropriate to do that? Now, let's not forget that earlier, Marcos Jr. said it's under study. Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said it's under serious study. Right? So, and ito very important yun ito yung sinabi ni Clavano, no? Yung isang top official sa DOJ. Sabi niya, kagaya siguro ng sinabi ni Secretary Remulla, pinapag-aralan lang po, no? Dahil may mga nagsalita galing sa Kongreso at trabaho namin po na makinig sa ating co-equal branch of government. So it is true that the president is the ultimate architect of Philippine foreign policy, but it cannot completely ignore yung sinasabi ng legislature because our very membership in the ICC had to go through the Senate via ratification process. So the legislature has to do something about this. At ito rin po yung sinabi, and I think dito po sa amin sa DOJ, sa ngayon, ito pa rin po yung stand namin na wala pong jurisdiction ng ICC. Although of course, magiging bukas kami if ever meron po tayo nakikitang pagbabago sa polisiya. So that's extremely important. Okay, this quote is very, very important from the DOJ official, no? So in short, hindi final ang lahat. Now, katulad ng argument ko earlier mga kameta, I still doubt Marcos Jr. will go all in sa ICC issue niyan because as I wrote in my article today, alright, as I wrote in my article today sa Philippine Daily Inquirer, that will be a declaration of war on the Dutertes. And there will be almost a civil war, mini civil war among them. Now, we can debate about who has the upper hand. Obviously, you can imagine that given the current circumstances, parang sinking ship or sunk ship na yung one side. But I won't underestimate the other side. I won't also underestimate Marcos Jr.'s cautious nature, right? So I don't think Marcos Jr. will move ahead right away with the ICC unless he's absolutely sure that they can take care of the fallout. Meaning he has been reassured by people around him na kami bahala, ayusin namin yan, we'll make sure. And also, of course, if my 100% support from outside, including our European, American, Western partners. I'm just about to interview actually one of the one of the important key ambassadors to ask him also about this issue. So we'll have more discussions on that. Don't worry, I'll post on that. Also, check out yung sa YouTube po, yung copy, yung clips or yung full copy ng interviews natin sa View from Manila sa One News TV 5. So you can check also interviews natin with the senior officials, ambassadors, undersecretaries, among others. And of course, some important senator also quite soon. Cross fingers. Okay, so yun. So what I'm saying is, that would be a declaration of war. But clearly, and this is what I'm going to say mga kameta, what we are seeing right now is the third act in a Shakespearean play as far as the Marcos-Duterte dynamics is concerned. And let me explain very quickly because I'm going to end on this point. I have to leave na mga kameta. Okay. Ayusin natin yan. Para pwede gawin ng shorts. Ito. Okay. Ito mga kameta. Let me be absolutely clear. Ayusin ko lang dito. Okay. Alright. Let me be absolutely clear. What we're seeing right now is a kind of a Shakespearean play. No? Marcos Jr. won as a continuity candidate. But alam natin, the moment he won the top office, and emphatically based on the official tally, he began to sing to a different tune. Kitang-kita natin yan mga kameta. Right? First of all, and this was the first act or act number 1, diba? When he did not give Sara Duterte the defense secretary position, and connected to that, when he did not give the Speaker of the House, or rather, he did not facilitate the Speaker of the House position going to Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. That was already act number 1. The second act happened when nangyari that whole tambaloslos, right? Essentially explosion, whereby you had Sara and Arroyo versus essentially the president's right-hand man in the Congress, right? And his many supporters right now, including the former allies of the former president, right? Now, the Tambaloslos episode itself was an upshot of Marcos Jr. chipping away dun sa mga key legacies ni Digong. Yung kanyang drug war, hindi kasing bara-bara. Yung kanyang red tagging, hindi kasing all over the place, na hysterical. And pangatlo, very importantly, dun sa US-China, clearly nag-recalibrate si Marcos Jr. pagdating sa ating polisiya sa West Philippine Sea, and clearly he was distancing himself dun sa pro-China, pro-Beijing policies ni Digong, right? So that was act number 2. And then Digong responded. He went to China, essentially a slap on the face of the president, diplomatically speaking, and then over the coming months, he began bashing the administration and calling the Congress rotten as Act 3 came in, which was the retaliation, right? Yung confidential intelligence fund. So this is Act 3. And let's see how this Act 3 is going to end, because it all goes down to the decision of Marcos Jr. If he is going to go and give the green light signal, right, to the ICC. If he does that, that's total declaration of war. But Act 3 could have sub-acts if Marcos Jr. believes this is not the time to do it, or Marcos Jr. may feel that if he goes against Duterte's and then Duterte's fight back, he could be squeezed in between two sides if the other side, the progressive and opposition, also take on him at the same time, because of course the Marcoses have their own baggage, right? So there's also a lot of other dynamics to keep in mind. Kaya nga dapat sa political analysis, you're looking at many moving parts at the same time. It has to be a multivariable analysis, multivariant analysis. Yun po yung dapat ginagawa natin. So yung mga nagsasabi sa'yo, eto mangyari dahil eto nangyari, simplistic mag-isip mga yan. They don't know basic political analysis, right? Or social analysis for that matter. On that note, thank you very much mga kameta. Let's continue this kind of conversation. Marami pong nangyari, marami pang plot twists. Actually, subplot twists. Sabi ko, nasa Act 3 na tayo. And my subplot twist potentially. Let's see how it's gonna happen. Now, the interesting thing is, patapos ng taon, so there could be a spirit of holidays and all, and who knows, maybe temporarily there could be another patch up. But much will also depend on what Digong is gonna do next, because clearly his side, nag-hemorrhage yung kanyang side, no? Yung kanyang aliado, they're all defecting to Martin Romualdez, and boom, all of this, the Act 3 will also be determined by the calculus vis-a-vis the 2025 midterm elections, which could be very, very definitive. So you cannot separate the ICC decision from all of this other calculus that is happening at the same time. On that note, thank you very much. Maraming salamat. God bless, and talk to you soon.